wage their battle to destroy the evil forces of the Decepticons, the Transformers. Robots in disguise.
Yeah, I fucking love this shotgun. Right out of the air.
Seriously, what is Starscream's plan here? Like,
Get shot.
what was he thinking would happen when he fights the entirety of the Autobots cast at the same time?
Well, in terms of gameplay, he's only actually fighting me. But yeah, Starscream is not known for plans.
There was probably, like, Megatron had, like, an excellent laid trap, and Starscream was like, no, I'm gonna go do it now. And Megatron's just sitting like, I could stop this, but he needs to learn.
Well, there's a whole thing in the comics after All Hail Megatron, where Starscream actually becomes in charge, and he is just the fucking worst. All headshots! All headshots! I love that that's a bonus you can get. Fucking
like,
Starscream.
You know what? Like, the only reason I assume they don't just come and pluck his head off of his shoulders right now is they think he does more damage to the Decepticons by being part of it.
Yeah, he really does. And this is Blitzwing.
So who's he?
He's a triple changer. He's basically their heavy.
So what's a triple changer?
He can turn into a robot, a plane, and a tank. A triple changer is any transformer that has 3 forms.
Well, fair enough.
That one of its forms is not part of a combiner team. I maintain that everything that's part of a combiner is in fact a triple changer. It just transforms into an arm or a leg or something.
I mean, you're not wrong.
This is
That would sort of be like arguing the Megazords are triple changers, though.
They're not. They're just regular Transformers because they only have 2 forms.
Didn't they also have a humanoid form? Oh no, that was the White Rangers.
Oh fuck! Oh fuck!
You artfully tumbled over the gorge and then into another gorge. That was beautiful.
That's going on the instant replay.
Fuck, I would love to see that, like,
Just slow it down.
Just slow it down and add some, like, 1920s, like, Charlie Chaplin music as you just...
Or yakety sax.
Because, like, that was a thing of beauty. Like,
That was not my proudest moment.
I have never seen it.
Hey, I got an A rank! Evidently the game agrees.
The game found it personally hilarious. Because I have never seen like, a series of catastrophic failures line up that beautifully.
Where I got hit by every bullet and tumbled my way across one pit and into another. Yeah.
It was like in The Simpsons when Homer falls down the cliff and hits every rock on the way down.
Oh yeah, and then they pull him out on the stretcher and he hits every rock on the way back up. And then goes down again. Basically, Blitzwing's whole thing is that he's incredibly tough.
So he's pretty much like the Rhino of the Decepticons.
Yes, except instead of putting his head down to ram people with a horn, he puts his head down because there's a tank barrel on his back.
Alright. You know what? I really thought you were going to say he has a tank barrel in his head, and I would have actually liked that. I would have been happier if that was the case.
That would actually be pretty cool, but unfortunately no. There are a breed of Transformers, though, called the Headmasters, and what they have are heads that are actually smaller Transformers.
So they're Gurren Lagann.
Except years before Gurren Lagann happened.
But probably not as individually hype.
No, they were pretty damn hype. Because it was when Japan had near-complete control over the series.
Okay, so can you really say, though, that it wasn't as hype? Or can we just agree that it was probably the precursor?
I think it partially inspired Gurren Lagann. There's actually one headmaster called Cerebros, where he has a human that transforms into his head. And then Cerebros transforms into the head of Fortress Maximus, who is just a huge city transformer.
So it's kind of like when you have those conversion units, and then you have a micro SD card go into a smaller SD card, go into a larger SD card.
Micro SD to mini SD to SD to USB.
To hard drive.
Pretty much.
Did you freeze him, or did he
No,
just...
he shot a freeze missile at me, and I shot it out of the air.
Oh, okay. Goddamn. Actually, you know what? That's one of the things I love in the new Fallout games, the VAT system being able to shoot rockets out of the air.
I thought you were going to say freeze missiles, and I was totally going to have to buy Fallout sooner than expected.
You can make those.
Fuck.
Hell, no, you know what? You know what's dumb?
What?
I've combined a couple things, and I have a laser that lights you on fire and freezes you on critical hits.
That's dumb.
It's great!
That's dumb.
Because like, I'll hit a super mutant, he'll freeze solid, fall over, and just shatter. Because he's also taking damage from being on fire.
That's dumb.
But,
like, it would be one thing if you shot a freeze ray and then a heat ray, and, like, it caused explosions in metal, because that's just what that does, scientifically.
nah. I mean, that would be, like, a good solution for robots, but I already have a thing for that where it's just a Chinese officer
I'm
sword.
just gonna skip all this.
Yep. God damn, what was I gonna say? Yeah, no, in VATS you can shoot missiles out of the air, which is super good, because in Fallout 4 the new missiles are horribly more powerful.
So this
By
is...
which I mean, like, if you walk into a room and don't realize there's a rocket launcher, you'll probably die.
Yeah. Well, that's,
I mean, that
that's
should
realism.
happen, but but rocket launchers are more prevalent than ever.
So
it happens
turns out Starscream fucked up.
You're shitting me.
Yeah, the plasma thing was ruptured, and Starscream's bringing it back, and he's unaware that it's ruptured.
Starscream, you must bring it to the tower immediately.
And they need to repair it.
Unstable.
Unstable? Oh, you don't say.
He's gonna drop it, isn't he?
Taking the plasma core back to the city.
Starscream's about to do something incredibly stupid.
So now I have to cross the bridge again.
Well, fair enough.
The Elite Seekers team.
In other words, guys who have more of a right to lead than Starscream.
Honestly, in most circumstances, I would say yes. Especially since these guys are actually really, really good at their job.
Well, let's look at it this way. They got a hit on you, which is more than we can say about Starscream.
Oh, yeah! That is true, actually.
Just food for thought here. This dude is doing a better job.
That jobber was a more effective roadblock than Starscream.
Yeah. Starscream's only notable feature was that he took up ammunition that could have been better used on
score
literally
was
anyone
420.
else. Blaze it, motherfucker.
He was an adequate meat shield, and no one will ever take that away from him.
Except he himself tries to. Repeatedly. He tries to do things beyond it. I'm just gonna ignore that.
That was intentional. Shut up, Jay.
Hey boss, you remember how you gave us these shields so that we won't get our asses kicked? Turns out that he's just using them to kick our asses.
They're not in our way, they're our way in. Which is a reference to the Transformers movie. The good Transformers movie from '86.
Oh man. So, I have Crunchyroll, and now you're not gonna hear me pander a lot of things. Oh, who am I kidding? I pander shit all the time on this channel. Pay me money. Anyway. It's fucking great. It's a fucking great...
When we pander shit, it's not because we have a sponsorship deal.
God,
It's because
who would
we
pay
don't-
us to say anything?
Yeah, probably because we'd wind up accidentally insulting their product.
I was gonna say, who would pay us to say anything? The trick is paying us to shut up.
Oh god. If people want to pay us to shut up even, I
People want
think
us
that
to,
would take a
yeah,
lot of
if people
money.
want to pay us to stop hyping up their product, I can give you a P.O. box to give me money, but anyway, yeah, no, Crunchyroll. Good program. Only downside is I got super mad because I wanted to watch Transformers. Or not Transformers, what's the one I like?
GoBots?
No. No one likes GoBots, not even ironically.
Actually, I know some people who like GoBots.
Moving on. Shit, what's it? Gundam!
Okay.
Because the only series I've watched in its entirety was Iron Blood Orphans, and I kind of want to watch the original series.
Oh,
and it turns out that Crunchyroll doesn't have that.
seriously?
Yeah, it has War in the Pocket, which is
Which is a direct sequel to the original
Yeah.
series.
technically it's a spin-off. Because it happens like at the pretty much the final. It happens during the final fight. But yeah, no. Yeah, they don't have the original. They have surprisingly little
Gundam?
Gundam.
That's,
They do have Iron Blood Orphans, which is really good.
Well,
I
then
believe
just-
they're also getting the new series that's coming out in Japan, which is the really awesome Transformers series with the jazz soundtrack.
What? Oh,
There's-
Transformers Go?
No, not Transformers. Shit, fuck. It's
there's-
because I'm watching Transformers. I'm like Pavlovianly fucking up, but no. They are getting the
Gundam series.
Gundam series that has the sick jazz. Gundam Thunderbolt.
Gundam. I've not heard of Gundam Thunderbolt.
We'll watch the trailer later. Well, actually, hell, we can watch it when this episode's over. We'll just pause it and load it up. But
Okay.
the gist of it is it's
Ha! Fuck you.
I believe it's like the first war told again, or like different stories from the first war. Because
MSO8 Platoon was like that as well.
because the so far what we've seen is that like the fight they showed us for the trailer was Zaku 2, a single Zaku 2
Yep.
blowing up a whole bunch of GMs because GMs are shit.
I really, really like the design for GMs.
No, you know what's funnier? The GMs killed more of themselves than that one Zaku sniper did.
Really?
Yeah, one of them just flies right into an asteroid.
Oh my god.
Then like one of them gets shot by the it's the Zaku 2 that's on the huge like mortar emplacement,
Okay.
and he hits a GM so hard it flies into another GM and kills it.
That's awesome.
And in the meanwhile, I'm just like, we need more Zakus. Increase Shit, that's what they should make.
Increase
a platinum game where you play as Gundams.
Well, there's already Dynasty Warriors Gundam.
I can't remember if that was shit or if it was a different Gundam that was shit.
Dynasty Warriors Gundam was actually pretty good.
What was the Gundam game that was the launch title on PlayStation 3 that was so awful the water clipped through the mountains?
I don't remember.
This thing is getting harder to
Yeah.
So, Starscream just double fucked up.
Get me, Motor Master.
Get me someone competent.
I need coordinates.
Motor Master's actually surprisingly competent.
By the way, is that is that computer the one that broke because of racism?
Yes.
Okay.
Teletran one's the guy who quit because of racism.
Let him get there first.
Apparently the reason he quit was because he felt it was racist to portray Arabic people only as villains and not have an Arabic person
Hero.
who's... even a neutral Arabic person would have been nice. Even just Arabic citizens whose major concern is not getting trampled by the giant robots.
Kind of like that one. I can't remember what Gundam series it was, but it had a fight where a bunch of them were shooting and shell casings crushed a couple people. Which is a concern you never think about with giant robots until you see a mother get crushed. At which point you're like, oh.
Where'd he go?
Somehow you overtook him.
I think I went through the wind tunnel faster
I think you
than
went
he
through
did.
him. You put a side job-sized hole in him.
Fuck.
You know, this chase scene got really flaccid the moment both of you fumbled on the air turbine.
Yeah. That was amazing.
Oh god, it reminds me of the fight scene in They Live, where it's just like a 7-minute long fight in a parking lot between
Oh,
two
did you
very
see
tired
that?
men.
I just span a donut on his ass.
You literally did the Transformers equivalent of walking up and down his ass.
That's the Transformers teabag. You just spin a donut on your opponent's ass.
I was about to say, what, do you just slap him in the face with your tailpipe? Or is that a different thing?
By the way, I'm currently using the same sword as him.
You know what? I'm not a big fan of Transformers, but I will admit, seeing those two lightning swords fling at each other in this rainstorm was kind of cool.
Yeah? I think he's gonna get back up. Nah, he's probably dead.
Fools you, Autobots!
No, I legitimately think it's a thing where if you kill him too soon, he like comes back.
Just to give you something to do in the mission. Anyway, folks, we'll see you next time.
Oh, yep. There he is.
He was
See you next
sleeping.
time, folks.
What you say? That you only meant well, 'cause you did. What you say? That it's all for the best, 'cause it is. What you say? That it's just a
Transformers.